Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and today we are looking at something called Shapelab. And I'm going to start things off straight away and say I had very low expectations for this program, and it absolutely blew my mind. It is way better than I was expecting. This is currently featured in a Humble Bundle. The Humble Bundle itself isn't really that impressive. We'll get back to that in just a second. But this application, it really is. It is a sculpting application, sort of like what you get in like ZBrush or I guess obviously Blender is capable of this kind of thing. But the big thing is this is super easy. Now, on top of that, the obvious party piece here is illustrated over here. If you have an OpenXR device, this is full for VR sculpting, but you can also use it in desktop mode, which is what I'm going to illustrate today. Working in VR, by the way, it is actually quite nice. So here's a sample scene. This is one of those other things you get in the bundle. You get a couple different sample scenes available as well, and we're looking at a T-Rex versus a Tyrannosaurus. And what we're doing here right now, we are in sculpt mode. What I really like about this program is just how easy it is to use. Here we are now in scene mode, and you can just basically move and place things in the scene, or you can switch between objects, which then in turn you go and sculpt. So now we have the T-Rex selected over here, and you have a plethora of sculpting tools over here. So your standard sculpting tool, just gonna kind of add to the layer of whatever you're dealing with. And then we go down here, we've got other things like, for example, deflate. So if I want a little bit less bloat over here, I could. I've got things like smoothing, so if I want to get rid of that edge that we've created over there, we can. We can smooth out the surface, clean it up accordingly. I'll show you some of these things in action in just a minute. And then on top of that, we even have just straight out painting tools like so. So let's say I want to make this a blue-blooded creature instead of a red-blooded creature. We'll look over here, we've got this wound going on. So I come down here, and then I can just change my blood out to blue, and I'm painting directly on the surface. Now, the impressive part here is there's actually tools in here for exporting this out. So then I can go from here to like GLB and so on. So we have here, File, Export Model. So export like so. You see here, I can OBJ, STL, GLB, or FBX, and I can also have it generate the textures for me. This is a kind of slow process, but it's actually taking this image and creating a texture out of it, UV maps and so on, so then you can move it into your pipeline of choice. So for example here, let's take this wonderful scene that we are working on right here, and let's export that out to Blender. And it is very good looking. And let's take the exact same scene, a GLB file. Hey, that'll work well with the Godot game engine. And yes, you're right, it does. This is the exact same scene imported in. The only difference is this guy's still bleeding at this point in time, right? So, but this guy slots into your pipeline really well. And again, it will ultimately create textures of these models, even if you're painting directly on the surface. You don't need to worry about things like UV unwrapping or anything. It just makes it such an easy program to work with to create these kind of scenes. So let's go back over here for a second, and we'll take things from the beginning. So File, New, we'll discard everything, and you start off with a sphere. If you've used ZBrush or anything like it, this is generally the starting point for any of these sculpting applications. Now again, you do have sculpting mode and you have world mode. It's in world mode, you could also go ahead, you could bring in 3D objects and other things into the scene. You could duplicate objects, you can have multiple different, so I could clone this, create multiple versions of it, so on. So I can compose my scene out of it accordingly. But we're going to do most of our time here in sculpting. Once again, imagine too, if you have a VR headset, you're doing this using your controllers instead of using a mouse like I am. But even using a mouse, it is quite a pleasant experience. So come down here, again, you got your standard sculpting tools. Over here, controls for like how big your brush is. You see your preview over here. And you can also have controls for how it's selecting or how the buildup works. So I can say, okay, rotation or surface snapping or front faces only. And it will grab the things accordingly, or it can do a raycast from your current position, and it'll raycast into the world that way. We also have controls here for doing multiple different subdivision levels here. We also have the ability here to do the subdivision levels there. So you can see right now, our sphere is using 6.1K poly. If I wanted to, I could subdivide it. Now we're using 25,000 polys. And I found actually the performance is quite solid. So then we just basically start sculpting in our world. Now, one thing you're going to do quite often, for example, is work things like this. So you deal with multiple different axes at once. We're going to mirror across the Z-axis, and then we just start sculpting in the world. Now I hold the control, and you're going to notice over here, when I hit control, it goes red. So that means it's going to be a negative brush, and then here, it's going to go in the opposite direction. Like that. And that's kind of the extent of it. So you got, again, your standard brushes over here. You got clay, which kind of adds more to the scene. Control, again, adds. The other one subtracts, so this is like for bulking things up. I do believe clay is going to 24 point... No, it's not increasing the polygon count. I thought clay often did. But in this case, I guess it doesn't. Now you notice we're picking up some jaggies over here, so this doesn't look so great. Let's come on down here. We pick a smoothing brush, and then we just kind of smooth it out like so. So it is a super simple to work with modeling tool. We got a flatten tool, so if I want to just flatten the surface down accordingly, and we got pinching and regularize. So it's like fix my crap, which is that one's all about. That's available down over here as well. So you got down here, regularize, and then boom, and then you're gonna see you got a much denser version, but I can also do decimation. So if I wanna have much less polygon counts, I can have it reduce it down accordingly. It'll run, and then boom, my polygon counts are reduced. On top of that, we do have the ability to paint. So I could do a paint bucket, and we could paint this way. You could just a single material and paint it in like that, or we could come down here and paint something accordingly. So I come down here and pick another material, and this is using like a metalness map workflow, so I can make this really metal, unshiny, and emit a bit of light. And here you see our metallic scene in place, like so. You can preview with the wireframe or not. It's actually pretty impressive, the amount of functionality that's here and how simple it's got. So we can do some simple topology things. This is more powerful over here in scene mode. So you got things like cloning, welding, mirroring, and so on. And again, we go back over here. We do have remeshing abilities over here. And we also do have, again, subdivision surfaces. So I could create different versions. So now we have a 500,000 version, and we could export that one out if we wish and go with that accordingly. So again, you have multi-resolution support here as you are working with it. It's just a really simple to use sculpting tool. Now, don't get me wrong. You can do the entirety of this in Blender. You can do it in ZBrush, etc. But this just makes it super easy. And again, it's got those exports out to a variety of different game engines. So here, again, Blender. Here, again, Godot. As I said earlier on, this is part of a Humble bundle. It is the Shapelab Creators Kit 3D and VR Sculpting Bundle. It has barely sold any copies, and it's kind of unfair. This is actually a really cool program, but the bundle itself is it's all right. So what you're getting here is a Shapelab 2024 license. Now, the cool thing here about this is perpetual license. So, boom, you own this. It is yours to keep forever. The catch, though, is you only get updates until the end of the calendar year. And right now, it is November. So you're only going to get new updates for about another month, right? Which is kind of a negative here. But you're also getting a 50% off voucher for Shapelab 2025 when it comes out. So if you find you like it and you want to upgrade to the next version, you are getting 50% off. On top of that, this is the scene we saw in action here, for the T-Rex and Triceratops. There's also one here for Perseus with gear on and stuff. And then we've also got a training course here on how to create a dragon. And that is what you are getting here for $30 US. All right, so you want an idea, Shapelab 2024 right now is available. Again, here we are over on Shapelab. And what we're interested in here ultimately is the pricing. And the pricing is $45 for a perpetual license on sale right now, normally $65. But so what you're getting if you buy this guy is $15 off. And then if you want to upgrade next year, you're getting a 50% off on the upgrade version. So it's not a massive savings like what we're used to seeing from Humble. But the question ultimately comes down to it, is this program worth the $30? And I got to tell you straight up, you can do all of what we just saw today for the most part, except for probably the texturing portion. Well, you could do it with baking and so on in Blender as well, but it's a hell of a lot harder. And that's the thing that you're getting here. Ultimately, the big thing that you're going to find with Shapelab is it's a super easy and accessible sculpting tool that can actually generate good results. And the part that impressed me again was the ability to create those UV maps and texture maps that are game ready. I wasn't expecting to see that, to be honest. So it was nice to work with. I played around with a bit with VR. I can't demonstrate it well because of the way this video works, but it's actually a lot of fun to work with in VR as well. So that's it. Again, the downsides are installs on Windows only. And realistically, you're buying a perpetual license for a product that isn't going to get any updates anymore after 1 month. But you do get that upgrade price. So if you want to get the 2025 version, you can get the perpetual version of that half off. going forward. So that is the bundle behind the application. Again, I wasn't expecting much from this app. It's a lot better than I was expecting. So have you checked out Shapelab? Are you going to? Let me know. Comments down below. And if you got any questions, fire them my way. I'll do my best to answer them. So bonus Sunday video. Let me know what you think. Comments down below. I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.